The thrill of putting everything on the line and driving to the absolute limit is the image many will conjure up when dreaming of pod racing, and it is exactly that picture we find ourselves ready to watch today here in the penultimate match of Swiss 4 Round 4 of the 2025 Galactic Pod Racing Tournament. Best of 7 races starting on one of the most challenging technical tracks in the game, Baru Coast. Racers Blue and Belle will need to tap into the Force if they want a chance to survive into the single elimination bracket. I'm Dom Murray, joined today in the commentary box by fellow tournament participant and Botto Challenge extraordinaire, Radiant Variant. How are we feeling about each racer's chances today, Radiant?
Oh my goodness, there is so much on the line for today. I've looked at the stats, and judging by it, a lot of racers' fates are going to fall when this one goes down. The points matter, finishes matter, and the standings matter even more.
It's pretty crazy how much is riding on just this particular match, honestly.
Not to mention you're starting absolutely being thrown to the wolves on BC, which is definitely a bit of a brain teaser for me. Track experience and console experience, I don't have the field advantage that PC players have, but even then it's definitely something to behold when you're actually watching it on the forefront.
Most certainly. Is the visuals frozen for you?
Yes, dead stop. Visuals are frozen, but audio is not. Would recognize those engines anywhere.
Yeah, and that bullseye scream.
Whoa!
What was this random list? Oh, that was it. I was scrolling through the streams channel and I just saw Homer type a random list. I was like, what the heck is this list of times?
I don't know. I think it had me as somewhere high in the leaderboards at the time, somewhere in 11 minutes on Fire Mountain Rally one day. So I don't know what's going on with the times either.
Yeah. The leaderboard, I think it had a hard time processing something over 10 minutes, and they just put it at the top.
Maybe I got the rollover glitch.
All right. We should be good here in a moment. It'll go kind of blink black, and then hopefully it'll be good to go according to Phoenix. So,
It's looking like the countdown's been given.
yeah, I can certainly hear something going on.
Well, you never done a radio call, Dom?
It's a little difficult in this game to see the lines with my ears, but
That is true.
Maybe I'll get good enough someday.
And you've run the track enough to know what pace you should be at with what time, so you can hear the track.
I wish.
Tap into the code, Neo.
Uh-huh. If only it was that easy.
If it was that easy, I probably would have jumped to PC by now.
Well, you should do that anyway.
I'm stubborn, Dom. I have to stay.
You don't have to.
Everyone will make fun of me if I leave.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will.
Other people have done it in the past.
Yeah, the difference is the only person I can remember who did it took a round off of you. I don't think I'm at that level yet.
It doesn't matter.
Hey,
all right, there's a little bit of something. They both are on lap 2. Belle's slightly ahead, so we've gained a little information.
Also slightly ahead in the damage department. Engine 2's taking a beating.
It's got to think.
Oh boy.
All right, it should be fine. We just might have to
have our technical
catch up a little bit here.
Yeah, well, they are deep in the code. Holy smokes.
The restream doesn't want to be our friend today.
I need to figure out what's up with my stream. Yesterday I was having sync times of upwards of 40 seconds because of delay.
All All
Looks like
right.
we're on lap
Belle
3 now.
has continued the lead, not by a super ridiculous margin, but by, I would say, over a death. I almost wonder if somebody has died.
It's definitely a bold choice to go for Ben on Baru Coast because I believe you've said multiple times that's one of the toughest hands to be dealt in this game.
It is. Ben is also significantly faster if you can use him correctly, but that's a big if.
Oh, we
All
are back,
right,
and we are
and
sync time is about different by a second, but I think we can roll with that. Ooh, Blue taking heavy damage on engine 2, on engine 1.
yeah, I'd say it's not too worth doing at this point, anyways. All
Bell
right.
significantly ahead. It's going to take a bit of a fumble in the jungle to get any round for Blue.
Yeah, and just kind of based off of what they're doing in this section, I would say that that difference in pace is going to be pretty unrecoverable at this point, unfortunately.
Bell on the
So
waterfall
we are
path.
almost certainly going to see Belle take the first board here.
First strike is one of the most important to land.
No
Very
matter what,
glitchy moving
now
towards
we're
the
going to
arch
need
lanes.
to see.
Oh!
Oh, quick little death. Not
Ooh,
that it'll
my
matter,
eyes.
but just a little something to add to the fun.
Going into engine perspective for that one. Threw me for a loop. I only woke up 30 minutes ago.
You and me both.
Oh!
And 419.
Even
With
more.
apparently 3 deaths. And Blue coming across the line with a nice warning of 428. Looks like the death was probably on lap 2. All right.
Started off with a bit of a picture show, but round 1 or race 1 is in the books.
Yeah, it is. All right. Perfect. And that's going to bring us to the first of Blue's picks, which is going to be another Barunda track and another of the more technical tracks, Inferno, with Ben Bowles and Elon Mack Band.
In this case, who do you actually pick? I know in some of the skips boards they'll pick Mars, but this is full track. Who do you pick in this case?
Most people would pick Mars. You could probably stretch Aldar to be faster, but it'd be pretty difficult. So I would expect both these players to go either Mars or maybe jump down to Bullseye. Maybe. Belle is certainly warming up on Mars.
Never a bad choice. To be able to boost for eternity is never a downside.
Yeah, it helps with the lack of underheating if you have a better heat cool ratio in terms of like longer heat and longer cooling. The shorter cooling span of somebody like Bullseye means that you have to be on top of it the whole time. You don't get to have any respite at all. Let's see what Blue goes for. Mahonic's also a fine pick.
Mahonic. All right.
It's
Definitely
not a very standard pick compared to Mars, but there's nothing wrong with going Mahonic either. It would be roughly about the same speed anyways.
Maw's definitely a weirdo. He pops up as being extremely relevant in the right circumstances, but you got to dig a bit to find him.
The thing about Mahonic, Mars, and Elon is that they're all basically the same average speed. It's just, it kind of depends on the track which one's the best.
Almost a rock paper scissors element too, with Mars having tons of boost, Maw being in the middle, and Elon having tons of speed.
It's very odd to see how different they can be.
That
We've
Kurt
still
top can't
got a
handle worth
solid
beans,
30
but
seconds.
that Kurt top can't handle worth beans, but it's definitely a speedy little butt.
Can't handle? What do you mean? They all have better turning than Ben does.
Yeah, but they showcase it a little bit worse.
What? No. No.
Everything's relative, Dom. Come on.
I don't even know how they could show it off worse. Oh, goodness.
I've definitely warmed up to Ben over the course of the past year or so.
He is the flagship racer for the game at this
Ooh.
point. Both dying on roughly the same section. Luckily, this is warm-ups, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Although it is really funny that they're basically synced in warm-up.
I don't know if we're going to have that convenience later on. One could
Probably
hope.
not. I mean, usually if you have something convenient, it just tends to not last in this. Such is the way of commentary.
Gotta keep up as best you can. And it looks like the countdown has been given. We're on the restart.
Yeah, should be just a few moments away. Incoming.
Just about a second off. With
Yeah,
Blue being ahead.
nothing too crazy there.
Easy sync.
Not gonna catch me complaining about that any day. All right, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on how well each of these players are able to use the heat available to them, because in this case, Mars still has the same advantage over Mahonic that he had over Bullseye that I was talking about in terms of having easier cooling to avoid underheating. Tilting instead of turning through that gate is not a good strategy for Belle there. Gonna lose a lot of speed and give Blue the opportunity to catch up a little bit. And neither of them taking the shortcut. Okay, that's painful to my heart.
In this case, you may want to be a bit more conservative. Those rocks are not helpful on top, and Belle takes the first crash of the run.
Yeah, speaking of rocks, that's a rock straight into Mars's right engine, and he did not survive that one. That's a 55.78 coming out for Blue, a minute.11 with a second crash across the finish line for lap 1 of Belle. Not a good way to start things.
It wouldn't be the first time Mars got something caught in his engine.
Yeah, it won't be the last either. Maybe it's the last on this track, but it won't be the last time Mars gets caught on something. Well, that advantage of heat is completely gone with after 2 deaths. So if Blue can keep it clean and still boost somewhat, it should be a very manageable victory from this point. Now, those are big if statements. You never know.
Belle managing to squeeze a little bit of boost in the rock path. Up towards over under 8. And they do not take the rock side. Oof.
That's oh my. That's a lot of chaos coming out from Belle's inputs there. Blue just kind of cruising around. Very good pick, it seems. Yeah, I mean, the pod advantages do tend to disappear if you die enough times, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Blue's doing a very good job to keep everything clean enough, though.
If the pod's broken into smithereens, you can't really get much out of it unless you're racing with hopes and dreams.
Yeah, well...
Oh no!
Hopes and dreams don't tend to make for fast times, unfortunately. Oh, goodness.
Blue in a commanding lead as they make their way back up to the final rock path.
Last
past the lava
straight.
flow. And across the line with a 243.13.
Always good to see at least a split in the races, and that's 1-1 for Belle and Blue.
As I often say,
I dare say this might be a surprising win on Blue's end. I don't think they were really expecting to take this one, just based off of my conversations with them.
And say, but the broom's back in the closet. No sweeps today.
And that takes us to the first of Belle's picks, Aqualaris Classic. So we're going to get a bend mirror here, and it's going to be all about going fast, taking those good lines, using the heat just as you should.
It's in the name. It's a classic. This is pretty much one of the, I guess, the bar to entry tracks for getting used to Ben. Because once you set a good track here, you're in the club, so to speak. It's a very simple board, but if you push your heat limits right, you can get the most out of it.
Yeah, I tend to, as often as I can, send people to AQC to practice when they first start playing, because it is, in my opinion, the best track in the game for just getting those fundamentals in. It's very, very solid for that.
I would agree to that. Even from the other side of the fence, I feel like getting used to Ben here is pretty much the first step of many.
Most certainly. And of course, you can't always choose to specialize in a different track to learn at first, but it's just a good one. Blue's PB is definitely not sufficient for keeping up with Belle's pace on this track, if that is accurate. A 245 would mean that Belle can take a death and still win, with Belle being capable of getting a 238. I'm not sure if they're capable of getting it in tournament setting, but certainly capable of doing a 238 pace. King Bean, yeah, it's a good thing you're not doing commentary because your bias is definitely a little strong on this match. You definitely care about this outcome.
Speaking of the outcome, if you've got the specific rundown of who winds up where in the case of a win, let's hear it.
Oh man, you're asking for too much out of me. I know other people have wrote things down. Let's see here. So, according to let's see, King Bean, he wants Blue to win 4-2, because then he's knocked out, because for some reason he doesn't want to be in the top 8.
Have you seen the murderer's row of players there? I can understand where he's coming from.
I can't.
The countdown has been given, and we are underway. Belle has made the restart and is off the line.
Potentially. It's hard to tell, because Blue is definitely not restarting. We'll give it a moment and see.
Belle out of the first aquarium tunnels onto the flats, moving toward the sluice gates. Navigates them cleanly. Hot on the boost going to the outside.
Blue's still not resetting, which leads me to believe that this is not the actual race, unless they've just casually ignored Bato, which, I mean, that's always possible.
I mean, I
Wouldn't be
ignore
the
him
first
whenever he
time.
posts the backwards track, so I get it.
Okay.
Yep, there's the restart.
Just hoping for a race 7 today. I do like a good race 7 myself. I will say, going into this match, I would be surprised if it did go down to the wire.
I've posted one of the few race 7s in the Swiss round. I got close.
All right. Yeah, race 7 is always fun. I just want to go to a race 5 at some point.
Sinks are very friendly today, both of them navigating into the cave and into the first aquarium tunnel.
Yeah, coming out online. Oh, Blue taking the needlessly longer route. Definitely not something worth doing. Even if you're a beginner, you can cut to the left and just save time for free.
Cutting the boost in the sluice gates. Oh boy.
Avoids underheating is going to have to push a little bit here. Like I said, Belle's definitely got a significant pace advantage on Aqualar's Classic, and we are seeing that come through in spades, unfortunately, for Blue.
In the aquarium tunnel, Blue definitely less liberal on the boost moving into the figure 8. Oh. Engine
Comes through with a 54.06 compared to a 57.58. That's 3.5 seconds. A little bit less than that because of heat under normal circumstances, but I don't think Blue's going to use this heat effectively enough to make it that full gap.
And over the ramp, too, instead of sliding past it. And the long outside route again.
Yeah, I don't think Blue really has studied this track all too much. There's the first death that Blue definitely needs to have a chance in this one. Does go past Belle. I would say they are going to want at least one more major mistake, though. Not any minor mistakes, a major one.
I don't know. Blue's looking at...
Oh, no! There's the major mistake!
Man, Blue now in a...
And now, all of a sudden, pace doesn't matter. Because there's just not enough time to be saved anymore.
Blue taking so minimal damage on impact with that left wall. How is he doing that?
I think it's just like the angle and lack of speed, honestly.
So I hit that
right.
I lose half an engine. Still taking the outside route again. That's going to shave about a second or so off. Heavy on the boost of the sluice
Yeah,
gate, and they navigate
still,
clean.
Belle's still gonna need blue to do something silly. Oh, and
Oof.
that might be the break serve that blue has been looking for. Not good for Belle.
The sluice gates are hungry today.
My gosh, that was a crazy survival on that one. Dropped to
According to
below
Blue in the chat,
400 speed at
according to Blue in the chat,
247, 490. Huh? 258.65.
and there is the game crash. According to the chat, Blue's game did crash after the results screen.
Yeah, I went ahead and added 5 milliseconds to Blue's time, although it doesn't show it on the post race screen, just because we don't get to see what the milliseconds are.
And that's the median point, so it's still fixed.
That's the maximum possible score. It's what we do on like the SRC submissions if somebody doesn't show the milliseconds.
Gotcha.
It's the largest possible milliseconds with the hundreds.
And we go from one classic to a more spicy classic. Abyss skips. With no wand sandage permitted.
Mm.
This one is going to be interested. It looks
It's
like
very ironic that this was a pick that Belle did, considering that I know for a fact Blue was practicing this explicitly for this match. Didn't even have to use a pick on it.
sometimes it pays off in your favor. Occasionally you'll get a pick gifted to you.
This
Or it
is
just
very
happens to be
true.
something you're strong at naturally that they either don't see coming or have to play into. We have enough savants here that are just good with every board. Looks like Belle is locking in Mars Guo. Blue
Yeah,
keeping
I am
cards close to the
concerned.
vest.
I will say I am concerned about this, given that Blue was only practicing with Juan Sandage as far as I know. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't get it with Mars, but if you haven't practiced it, it is definitely not the same feeling. But they
Done it with a
seem fine
range
in
of pods.
practice.
Range of pods going from Juan to Anakin and other pods, but Mars definitely seems the most consistent, and Blue is nailing it pretty well.
Yeah, Mars is okay. He's a bit, if you ask me, awkward to use on the skip, but that's just my terrible Oedipus skips opinion.
And Blue has the second lap clear in warm-ups. Belle has to get this one done in about the next 8 seconds. A little bit wobbly. Oh!
And that is one reason why I don't like Mars. He seems to die there more often for me than Juan does, but to be
He was
fair,
pulling
that
up
is
more 'cause
avoidable.
I don't know what happened there. Did his hitbox just clip something?
It tends to happen if you try to exit the ramp and turn like right at the same time that you're getting off. You either need to turn significantly before the end of the wall or after the end of the wall. So if you do it like right at the lip, it just kind of clips. Can happen with Juan even. Eh, Blue doesn't
Oh,
seem too horribly bothered by the pick overall, but that last attempt was definitely not a pretty picture.
3, 2, 1. We are ready to rumble. Rumble overhead.
Yeah, we'll see when they both restart in like 40 seconds. So
It's been
well, then,
heavily delayed for me as well, so I get it.
that's just how the speed gaming syncs go. They're always delayed by like 40 seconds. Nothing you can do.
It definitely changes perspective when you're actually on the grid as opposed to in the booth. I definitely need to work on that for whenever I'm next in session, but with me streaming straight from the Xbox, I'm not sure if that's really viable.
39.2. So looking in the ballpark of a sub 40 pretty consistently for blue. And Belle missing the skip there. That's never fun.
Enough turn. It looks like Belle is primed for the reset. There we go.
All right, let's see how convenient of a sink we get this time, given it's a short track. All right, let's see what they give us. That's not too bad.
This one will be over in a flash, people. Don't blink, or you'll miss it.
And get out your bingo cards if you were waiting for that phrase.
Of course. Blue making the
Oh
first lap.
goodness.
Back on the climb.
Yeah, basically on the same pace, 18:08 to 18:18, just a tenth off. Blue doing a better turnaround in the air there, but having a hard time getting on the wall and misses it entirely.
Oh no.
Putting it in Belle's favor. Gonna need to see mistakes, and we do not. 31.65 for Belle.
Not to mention a new lap record of 3.21.
Not terrible at all.
I mean, we can't be the slide paramita task, Tom, which is one of
I
the
wasn't-
wildest finishes.
You know, I wasn't trying to do that anyways. I am not an abyss skip extravagandist at all.
But that puts it back to dead even, 2 races apiece.
That it does. It also brings us to the second of Blue's picks, which is Executioner, reminiscent of the previous round of Swiss.
Boy, definitely warmed up to Executioner over the course of the past year. Once I figured out how to handle all of the kill zones in it, especially the drop from that one anti-gravity tunnel, it definitely becomes one of the more fun courses to run. Some would also call it boring.
That would be my opinion on it. Pretty much, it's just there's not enough happening most of the time. I will say that I am still frustrated by my match because I tried to cancel the boost, and it just didn't cancel my first attempt canceling it. So when I pressed it again, and it did cancel, it was already too late, and I died on a track that is extremely consistent. I was very upset.
Interesting. Blue heading to Watto's shop to pick up the R600 kit.
Oh, very good choice. Very good choice.
Me looking on the sidelines, sticking at just 20.
This is a very high traction and high FPS track, so I always tell people to run it between like 50 FPS and 60 FPS and just always with R600. Looks like 355 for blue. Certainly a workable time, especially if they're relying on the consistency factor. Because if there's one thing that can be said about blue, despite the fact that they are a rookie, it's the fact that they are extremely good at avoiding deaths compared to most people.
Yeah, but you can't afford to play too passive. Too passive, and while you don't mistakes, you lose a lot of time.
That you do. So it's a very good way of playing the game against kind of like the midfield, right? Because you end up paired against somebody who might be a little faster than you, but makes a lot more mistakes, and you can kind of recover some of that speed that you're losing out on by not boosting, by just not dying. And you can already see that Belle did take a death in practice.
And you can also see one other thing here. Neither of them are running with a squad mate. There is no toy dampener on here to clear any rocks if they're available.
Looks like Belle just added him.
Yep, I can see it now.
But regardless, Blue has decided not to have that assistance. Not that you really need it. It's just kind of like a preventative measure.
It's a very big help come laps 2 and 3. And I don't think they've received the reset just yet. We are standing by.
And I'll give it like another 20 seconds or so, and hopefully they'll both be resetting.
Unfortunately, Sabol was banned here, so we can't send that cheater to prison where he belongs.
I am not a fan of the way that Belle is entering this tube. I do not believe that they watched my explanation of how to do executioner. So rude. How could they?
I mean, it could be me and having just ignored it. You see how I enter that tunnel on Executioner.
There's nothing wrong with how you enter the tunnel. That's like the speedrun strat. It's just like it has a chance of killing you.
In my former case, it did kill you. Over and over again. About a fourth of a second sink.
Yeah. Close enough.
There we go. That's pretty good.
All right. And obviously, there's not been enough time to pass to completely show a massive lead, although Blue does hesitate on that booster and puts Bell a little bit ahead.
Bell definitely went into the red road on the booster, whereas Blue waited until they had finished up the split, going down or up to get on the boost.
All right, Bell still just going in through the center of the ring. It just has so much risk to lose control of the pod and be stuck. All right,
Either
both
pod
survive the
getting killed.
exit.
The axe is delayed for just a moment. Both of them hot on the boost through the power core. Both into tunnel 2.
I would prefer to see some. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's
Nicked
a
by the
death
slope.
entering.
Nicked by the slope.
It's gonna take a little bit of work to get back in this one now.
Bell clearing lap 1 with a 119.52. Blue taking the far outside for a 123, 125?
And there is a mistake from Bell, and that brings Blue right back into it. It's a very unfortunate death.
It's back to being basically neck and neck. Don't fall down the splitter. There we go. Ooh, it's moments like this when it's neck and neck. Bell just slightly ahead after exiting Red Road.
These are always the best moments in pod racing. Blue again taking the smarter entrance into the tube there. Like to see it.
Death Drop has not claimed any lives yet. Mind the door.
It took me considerable time and effort to understand how people died to that exit. Because I just like never had an issue with it. So like whenever people said that was always killing them, I could never understand why. And so I kind of had to play around with it to figure out what caused people to be dying there. It was very, very odd.
I know we've had multiple day-long debates about how not to die or what's killing you. I think it was you and Ace that finally put the foot down and just explained it up front.
To be fair, I think we still disagreed to some degree. Because I had issues where I was able to die when I let go of everything. And Ace said that he had never died by letting go of everything. So in my experience, it was significantly detrimental to increase the distance to the ground. So holding those down on exit decreased that distance to the ground and therefore was a little bit more consistent. All right, Blue is definitely in the lead here by just a hair, not a lot. But
and the Executioner's axe
could be enough
in the sheath.
Sure does. They both died in different ways this time.
The power core is clear. They're on the way to tunnel 2. Bell ahead by what looks like about a second. Into the Exegorth tunnel.
It's all about managing that heat to the end of the track. Both are using it. Oh, Bell cuts the boost. That could be a difference maker right there. 359.6 to a 401.21. I do think Blue had about a half second even without that extra boost cut from Bell. Very impressive work, especially since they died the same number of times. That's a great showing from Blue.
They retake the lead, and we are on match point. Race 6. Another board I'm not too fond of. We're going to Mongaza for Spice Mine Run.
It's a very unpopular opinion. Not that I fully disagree or agree with you either way, to be honest. I think Spice My Run is pretty meh.
Yeah, my winless record on SMR says otherwise, Dom.
SMR is, in my experience, one of the more confusing tracks to get a good time on. So, like, kind of dragging yourself down from like the low 340s, i.e., like 342, 341, and dragging that down to a 339 feels nigh on impossible. And then it turns out you can still get a low 338 anyways. So,
I definitely know where my biggest struggle point is. It's the lava cage tunnels, right? Going back toward the market, I believe. Those are what always cook me because I don't have enough turn radius at my frame rate. I do know
it's not the frame rate that gets you, it's the lack of nose down being on a button that gets you. I know very well how that feels, given that I've done SMR on the Switch, and it's a struggle. It is a struggle. I want to say I dragged it to I think it was a 341. I think I was in the same secondary as Hyudoro on N64, if I'm remembering correctly. But regardless, it's very, very difficult compared to. And Belle is just ignoring the track.
Belle, you might want to check your Navicomputer. You're in the wrong spot.
I guess we'll give it a second before double checking that Belle's going to actually switch here.
Because this is upload the Navicomputer because they're okay. Now they're heading to Spice Mine Run.
Yeah, this is if this is AMR, this is the track that Blue banned instead of the track that Blue left on the table. I'm just gonna ping Belle. Yeah, that is AMR. That is not the track that we have selected here. I have done a ping, and hopefully they see it in time because the countdown's already starting. Oh, goodness. Well, this might be an odd end to the match if Belle just doesn't ever see the ping.
I can relate. I've gone a couple of rounds not noticing the restart because I've been focusing on the game and not on looking on my phone to see what's going on in Discord. It's hard to set the pace here. Oh! Maybe that impact is what can jar the brain. There we go.
They are quit racing. Okay. Whew. Just wanted to give us a major scare.
Big time crisis averted.
They are probably going to have to switch parts. Maybe. Yeah. I personally do basically the same setup on SMR and AMR. It's a little different, but I know most people prefer a little bit lower traction part on SMR compared to me.
This might be the restart.
I think it is, honestly.
Oh boy.
And Belle's going in without warming up because they don't have a choice anymore.
Like a quarter second off in the sync.
And was it just me or did Belle miss the opening boost start? Just not hear the audio. 24,600 SMR is nice and comfy. I agree.
Ooh, Blue not taking a lot of boost past the dozer.
Definitely going to want to start a boost at some point, and it just accepts the underheat. Okay, well.
Not good. Although, then again, they're doing better than I did, because up until yesterday, I didn't know that the... Oh! Blue takes the lead off of a Belle crash.
That has been the story of this match so far.
And again, this is match point. If Blue can secure the win here on Spice Mine Run, this is it.
And it will actually be the exact number that King Bean Dip said that he wanted. So I'm gonna need Belle to turn up the heat and win this one. I can't be rooting for King Bean Dip's exact match outcome here.
I don't know. I might want to see him again to get another crack at the guy. Oh, well, there you go. Blue takes a crash.
Yeah.
And Belle retakes the lead going down toward the split path.
Adept, if Blue wins this race, then it eliminates King Bean Dip, yes. What? I thought he was saying he was eliminated. King Bean, did you lie to me yesterday? Is that what happened here?
I think he's eliminated if it's specifically that finish. So if it's a 4-3 finish, it jazzes things up a bit.
Well, that's what I thought too. Is like it had to be 4-2. Maybe it had to be 4-1. Whatever.
I do's not knows. What I do's know is that Belle is in the lead, moving out of the spice pits.
Yes. All I know is that I did not study how the tie breaks worked this year. I've just kind of been letting it roll.
I never thought about it.
And Belle is keeping it clean enough. They're both underheating, so you can't really critique one player versus the other on it. Blue definitely underheating more, but both could use a little bit more.
Underheating more, and it's costing him in the time. Lap 2, Belle finished with a 1:15, Blue finished with a 1:24. You cannot afford to be passive on the boost with Ben. You've got to use it. Use it and abuse it.
Yeah.
And to launch off that ramp to lose the boost hold.
It's pretty easy to have that happen at the lower frame rates, but it is avoidable. You can definitely make that very consistent anyways. I don't think Blue really knows the strats for that yet, though. And Blue's going to need a very, very major time loss from Belle here.
Definitely. But I don't think it's coming.
It doesn't appear to be. Still got the most difficult boosting section left. Ugh.
The curse of the
goes very wide. Tried to die on the opposite side of where you're even supposed to be. That was a bit scary.
Belle about to clear the market. Blue just entering it.
And Belle clears. 353.47.
With Blue right behind them. Clocking in a 4-minute .35. And we end how we start. With a race 7.
That we do. It's very exciting to see. I would like to know what Blue's milliseconds are someday. And there we go. I forgot to change it. Oh well, it doesn't matter.
Belle asking if we skipped AMR. AMR was one of the banned tracks. So we
can't skip up what you're not supposed to play.
So we close out on Malastair 100. Where's Draco when I need him? He knows the real course this is actually based off. I cannot remember.
Let's see. I know it was one of two that's based off of a real track. Everybody is very familiar with Doug Derby being based off Laguna Seca, but I cannot remember for the life of me.
Malastair 100 would be based off Sonoma.
Ah, that's right. I can never remember the name of that one.
Whereas Sebulba's Legacy is based off a course in the 4th dimension we have yet to find yet.
Mm-hmm. I know people have tried to point out similarities to real life tracks, but honestly, I feel like that's kind of coincidental because it doesn't line up very one-to-one at all.
I mean, if Gran Turismo can put it in explicitly, then Racer can afford to leech off of that one. Back when they released the game in 1999.
Yep.
All's fair in the 90s.
Right. It sure felt like it. At least looking back. I wasn't exactly alive to feel it, but 150? Is that an accurate time for Belle there? That's a bit slow. 149 for Blue. If those are accurate, then Blue has a better pace, although I kind of doubt that it's accurate in the case of Belle. I feel like Belle would at least have a 147.
Belle taking a restart on trying to make that boost hold past the rock. Which is doable.
Yeah, very unnecessary, though. You do not need to force that at all. I feel like this is kind of something that they've maybe taken from watching Hayudoro's run that was just posted.
I frequently do that. I will hold the boost until I get to pretty much the apex of the turn, going down towards the methane flat. Oh boy.
Not taking the fast terrain, unfortunately. Losing out on some speed. But at that angle, it wouldn't matter because you were about to die on that hairpin. Oh my.
That one was going to claim your life either way. That was about to be ugly. That was a picture taken before disaster moment.
It really was.
I can't get the grin off my face now. I'm sorry.
That was too much. Just seeing the like, nope, not dealing with this horrible attempt at the hairpin. I'm resetting. Blue survives with a lot of speed loss.
Definitely prevents a crash. There is one interesting statistic about the Xbox port. Under your stats for your game time, it also shows how many times you've crashed in the game. So it actually keeps count for you. And it
oh my goodness.
There it is again.
I am shocked, honestly, that Belle died at all there, given how much speed they lost on the inside of the hairpin.
Mr. 100 is grinning as it takes the lives of many today.
It really is. Let us see a perfect sync. Come on, be nice to me. Ah, dang. No,
About another 4/10 of a second again.
All right. Here we are, the final race of the match. The greasiest of track picks on PC at the very least.
And they're looking pretty close. Blue just barely ahead as they leave the methane flats.
Yeah, a little bit less unnecessary turning. But
I've been there before.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get, getting that low traction modifier in the air. If you take the wrong line, you are going to see your cockpit stick out right into that wall, and it will take your life more often than not.
It took mine before, so I know exactly what that feels like. Ugh. We're going to have a lot of ground to recover. Belle firmly in the lead, heading toward the methane flats for the second time.
Yeah, this is definitely not what Blue wants. To be behind by a death on a track that I imagine, technically speaking, favors Belle. I could be wrong, but...
Belle making a past Sketo jump toward the hairpin.
Oh.
A little bit of a scrape on the launch. Finishes with a 36.50?
That it was.
36.67 from Blue.
And they're basically the same pace. It's just that that death in the air definitely was costly.
Running out of chances to make a mistake.
Oh my goodness me, that was very close to dropping too much speed there for Belle. And across the line with a 150.
Oh. Repair your engine, Blue. Repair your engine. No!
Oh. Boosts on the warning, and that is an auto kill right before the end of the race. It didn't make a difference, but it was a little unfortunate.
And Blue putting that in the chat that they thought that there was longer grace period after losing an engine on Ben.
It's very sporadic. It can be longer. It doesn't have to be.
Remember in the actual guidebook for the game, it said based on how long your tethers are to your engines is how much time you get?
I really don't think that's accurate at all.
I would swear that is what I heard.
Maybe there's a modifier for that that we just don't know about, but I've never heard anything like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get Belle and Blue in here, and they're already both here. Welcome and GG's to both of you.
GG's, well played. Unfortunately.
I don't think my heart rate dipped below 120 during that entire match.
Well, I'm giving you good cardio at least.
yeah,
Yes, yes, indeed. It was very
Oh,
good
man,
showing from both of you. Definitely different areas of expertise in that match being shown.
Definitely
Oh
a
my
great way
God.
to start a Sunday with a perfect game 7.
I choked so hard on AQC though. Holy crap.
I choked so hard on the last race. I don't even want to rewatch it. I don't know. I don't want to see what were you talking about me.
Oh man, I was getting like 239, 240s consistently in practice, which isn't my best. My best is like a 238, but 255. Holy crap! 4 deaths. Was like what? The nerves. You just snowball, right?
It's very easy to let happen, yes. Very easy indeed.
Also on that abyss, I choked once. Like I didn't get up the wall only once, and if not that, I think we would be close. I don't know how much close there, but
Yeah, you definitely lost, I would say, at least 5 seconds, and that would have put
Yeah.
you only 1.5, 2 seconds behind, so it was very close, if not for that. You were both getting basically the same 30-ish second time in practice as well.
yeah. I was practicing more with Van, though. I forgot that you banned him on that pick. But I did try Mars as well, just to be sure, because I saw you using Mars here in last round, Belle.
Well, that was a good thought.
Which race was that on?
Abyss skips.
Yeah. Yeah, according to the video put out by our good resident expert Domare, Mars is the next best after 1.
Yes, I was watching the same guide as well. I really recommend it.
And yeah, I would not claim to be an expert of Abyss skips, but at least for tournament's sake, I'm reasonable enough.
I'm curious about your thoughts on Baru Coast. I know that I was on Bullseye and you went Mars apparently. Were you?
No, it was Ben. It was Ben.
He went Ben.
What did I say? I thought I said that. Yeah, Ben.
Yeah. Because I was training with the other guy as well, but I was crashing the same amount of time and I was slower, so I just picked Ben and crashed the same amount of time.
Fair enough.
There's the reason why Baru Coast is given the brutal rating.
Yeah.
The track, it's kind of ironic, right? Because like with Ben, it's very technical, but with Bullseye, it just ends up being a case of oversteering because it's not quite technical enough. So there's just no comfortable pick there. I know a lot of people do like Mars or Elon, but I don't know. I'd rather just stick with Ben.
Also, on the Baru Coast race, I crashed in one spot. I never crashed. It was on that ramp cut, and I landed and my ship instantly exploded, and I never experienced that.
I need to watch that back. I want to see that.
I was so surprised when that happened.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
The only thing you can really do there is you have to try to avoid the end of the lip, and you want to land a little earlier intentionally. Otherwise, you just can't control it whether it happens or not, because it's as if the pod thinks it's below the ground at the edge, just barely, and so you hit the back of the wall, and you just instantly like crash because it's like hitting a wall. It's not like you're landing, but you can't tell when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, when I was training, I was pitching up for the whole time to just keep that part and not land at all. But yeah, I don't know if it's faster or not.
On Baru Coast, is there a texture kill spot on right after the bridge, right before the jump? It's like I remember during practice, I was on my side and just randomly exploded. Didn't hit the wall, didn't hit nothing. Set on the track, just boom. All of a sudden, we're like, what the heck? What was that? Where was that?
You said where?
Towards the beginning of the race, right before the date. You make the turn, you turn left, you turn right, you make that little slalom, you go over a bridge, and then there's a red and white danger wall right before you go to the curve. Mm-hmm. It was like right after that bridge on just middle of the road, boom.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen somebody die like that, but maybe I'm just picturing the wrong spot. It should also be noted that there is no texture kills. It's just it's not quite like what it's doing. The game just is really annoying in how it calculates death rate because it just looks for speed drop of some kind. So if something resulted in you losing that much speed, I'm not sure what it would be. Sometimes it could be a slope change, like if you lost boost at the same time that you went from being on a slope to not a slope, maybe that could create enough speed loss, or something of that nature that could do it. But it's kind of hard to picture without having seen it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Ah, well. It was in practice anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was fun.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Always good to see one of the very few race 7s around here. Appreciate you guys
Oh,
putting on the show.
Yeah.
Yes, it was quite entertaining. I would have loved to have seen more of Baru Coast, but unfortunately we had some streaming difficulties during that time.
Oh, yes. For the first
Oh,
two laps, basically had a handful of slides to go through for the first 2 laps.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh
the
no!
risk-
You didn't see me crash?
No, I did
I don't
not.
think so. We did not.
No! So this will be a mystery for you.
Yeah,
It
so
never happened. If we never saw it, it never happened.
I think we basically watched like 2/3 of lap 3, and that was about it.
Yep.
That was a
Outside
little
of that, we had a
unfortunate,
PowerPoint presentation.
but the rest of the match was good. So I appreciate you guys putting on a good show for us today, and I would love to pretend to know the implications of this match on the outcome of the single elimination bracket, but the only thing I know is that King Bean Dip is not eliminated. I don't know what else is resulting from this.
You know what? If this is my last match in tournament this year, I'm happy about that. It means I get to spend time with other games. It's like, I love this game, but also, holy shit, this is so stressful. Pardon my French, this is so stressful.
I mean, you can always join next streams and watch as other people stress. Maybe that will make you relax more.
It usually is. There's a certain schadenfreude about that.
It certainly makes it easier.
Oh, yes. It'll be better for my friend.
I would love to gain a little bit more stress again. It'd be nice.
We can't
You-
all racer dog.
You have some in the finals.
I'm trying.
What are you gonna do? It's just how things go.
I just got to spend another 3,000 hours in the game. That's all.
Just a few hours. It'll be fine. I mean, if you're like Homer, you can just put in like a third of the effort and be mostly as good as me. So
Homer's on
Homer's
something
too
else.
good.
You know that.
It's like, I've watched Homura's stream. I would hardly call that less effort. I mean,
hours of effort. Like he's got like
Hours,
1,000 hours, and I have like 3,000. Right, so like he definitely puts in a lot of effort when he's playing. I just mean like literal hours of results. But that doesn't matter in terms of this, anyways. It's just funny to me to think like how different the outcome is with the same number of hours. Just partially based off of when people start playing, and partially based off of how they practice. Very efficient from Homer, but yeah. It's been a very fun tournament so far. We have exactly one match left in the Swiss rounds of anything before the single elimination bracket, and that is going to be myself and Mikey Burger going at it tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Oh boy, that's going to be a shootout.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. The
Me
fun
too.
part about that one is that neither Mike nor myself have lost a single race yet this year.
Good Lord.
Now, it should be noted that Mike did get a 4-0 on Goof because Goof DQ'd himself, but nonetheless, it is still true.
Some of you will lose that win streak.
Yes. Hopefully both of us. I'd prefer if it went to at least, something beyond Game 4, regardless of who wins. It's going to be very exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing the matches that come up in the single elimination bracket as well, especially since The only time that I can recall that we've had a single elimination bracket was in the winter of 2021 when we did an amateur circuit no upgrades tournament.
That sounds
So this
amazing. Am circuit
It was-
no upgrade. Ooh.
It's just the RTA category, right? So like you literally just did a race of the RTA category.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Does the footage exist on that? Would I be able to view that?
Probably. Well, I don't remember where it would be though.
So either on Star
SpeedGaming?
Wars Racing or the other channel that has all our VODs. I forget what it's called.
Well, we didn't do it on SpeedGaming is the thing. We did it on like a Star Wars Racer Twitch channel that we made at the time that we have not used since then, as far as I know. LP, get on that. Make us do something.
Dig up the remains.
Someone
Oh,
always has to
goodness.
know where the bodies are buried.
Still got the shovel.
Well, GG, well played. This was a good match. I enjoyed myself. I'm gonna go crash, I think.
That's a good plan. Yeah. Appreciate everybody who watched, and of course everybody who helped with this year's tournament and getting this match online today. Speed Gaming staff, tournament staff, and the whatnot. I appreciate everybody who came up. At least for me, this was awfully early in the morning because I, don't wake up early most days.
Me neither.
So
Thank
everybody
you,
who was able to be
Domi.
here.
Thank you, Domi, for tutoring me. Teaching me, and
Yeah, yes, it's my pleasure. Anybody who asks shall receive. That's how it always goes in my book. I hope you both had a good time in the tournament this year, regardless of if either of you or both of you or whatever make it into the single elimination bracket. It's been a very impressive showing from both of you this year. And I look forward to future matches from both of you in next year's tournament or this year's tournament, whatever it might be. Thanks for hopping on commentary with me, Radiant. It's been fun.
Absolutely, brother.
And like I said, match tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you'll all be there. Other than that, we got nothing more to say, I believe. So have a good rest of your day. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. Bye.
Cheers.
Have a good rest of the weekend, everybody.